Hi all, Ben Woodgate from APT. A lot of you have asked me, can I fit my 110 sliders to my vehicle myself at home? Yes you can. The APT Land Rover Defender Sliders not only provide a step for you to get into your vehicle, but they also provide rock solid protection for your lower doors and your underbody floor pan. The APT sliders come with new premium quality fixings, so all you need are a couple of basic hand tools and you're on your way. Here's what you get. 4mm 350 grade replacement sill, 4mm 350 grade rock rails, which attaches to the sill in 4 points, 8mm laser cut mounting brackets, of which are welded to the sill so there's no adjusting bolts to come loose or readjust on an impact. Our rear bracket has a unique lock bolt for those hardcore situations. All this supplied with new 12mm grade 8.8 fixing. The APT Defender Sliders are a sill replacement slider, so we need to remove the sills. To do this, you need a 10mm socket and a 10mm spanner to undo the 8 nuts and bolts on the back of the sill. I've already removed mine. Once the sill section is out of the way, remove the nut from the bulkhead outrigger mounting bolt. To do this, you'll need a 19mm spanner and a 19mm socket. If you're working by yourself, use some stands of some sort to try and make life a little easier for yourself. We're going to start by mounting the front bracket over the outrigger mounting bolt. Once the slider has been positioned over the outrigger bolt, loosely start the nut. At the rear, line the laser cut mounting bracket up with the existing holes in the outrigger. Once aligned, start the two 12mm bolts. As some adjustment is required towards the end, do both the nuts up until they just touch and pull pressure onto the surface. To do this, you'll need an 18mm spanner and a 19mm socket. So it just touches, same on the other bolt. To begin the fit off, we'll start at the front of the vehicle. What we're going to do is, we want to push the slider in as hard as we can against the bulkhead, and then tighten up that outrigger bolt with our two 19mm tools. This is a structural bolt, so do it as tight up as you can. Now we move to the rear. Now, before we fit off the two last rear bolts, we need to align the sliders to the body line of the vehicle. As the front is fixed, this will be our measuring point. So as we look down the body line of the vehicle, we need to make sure everything's queued up. You can do that by eye or with the use of a tape measure. Adjust the rear to suit before we start tightening off those two rear bolts. Because the two mounting holes are slotted in the rear mounting bracket, I've now been able to adjust my distance from here and my distance from here to match each other, so I can now begin to tighten these two bolts. Now, with the use of an 18mm spanner and a 19mm socket, we'll start tightening these up as tight as we can. And for those that want to run a bit more extreme, this is where our unique locking bolt comes in. For this, you'd run a 10mm drill through that hole and run a 10mm bolt through that and lock it off into position. Well folks, there you go. Rock solid protection for your lower extremities, performed with an easy install in your driveway at home. I'm Ben Woodgate from APT. If you have any questions, email me or call me. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you out in the tracks.